Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, welcome to January 2026. It is actually 8 a.m. on January 1st. I want to wish you all a very happy new year if you're in America. If you're not, then you've already had your new year. And happy new year to you too. Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, we're going to take a look at what to expect in January. And I'm going to read a lot of cards because I'm very, very nosy today. So sit back, relax, grab your drink or your hangover stuff or whatever you need to get through this reading. This reading is timeless like all my readings on this channel. So if this doesn't resonate for you, you can find plenty of other readings here, guys. All that I ask is that you please, in the new year, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to sub. Come on back and see me. Share it out to a friend. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Petunia, stop scratching. Petunia's already at it, guys. All right, let's jump right in. So, for January 2026, you have faith, aspire, foreseeing, and hopeful. So this is card number 41, guys, and I feel like this is a month of really believing in yourself. It's really having faith, aspiring to something. You might feel very inspired, actually, because it's the new year, because it's a new month. And maybe some of you have a little bit of your faith restored because something good begins happening for you, like right away, okay? I kind of feel different than I did last year. I mean, I'm sure I'm like anybody else who went through a lot of changes, but this year feels a lot lighter, even though last year, you know, it was New Year too. It's like, I don't know. Does anybody else feel lighter? Let me know down in the comments. I do. All right, let's see what's going on here. Our angel number for the month is 456. Manifest your dreams. I am already loving this for us, guys. It says you have the power to make things happen. It's time for you to take action with faith and confidence, knowing that your angels are guiding and supporting you every step of the way. So, you know, I honestly feel like many of you are tapping into your power, your ability. You're making some shit happen in January. And really and truly, you have the spirit team behind you to make it happen. I definitely feel like this is a big theme for you guys, is really manifesting your dreams in 2026. I've been telling people, you know, I hope you get everything your heart desires. I hope you get everything you want. And I feel like you realize in this month that you have that ability to do that. And I hope you do if you have not yet, okay? All right, let's see what else we have here. Ooh, I just saw the man holding a heart. Okay. Let's see what else we got here. Leo. Oh, we have the healer of the ages. This is card number 51. Let me take a look at that for you guys, because if anybody thinks that any of us have this many decks and can remember every one of these cards, y'all crazy. Just saying. All right, it says health and vitality. Love this. So it says, this brings forth the ancient wisdom and profound healing. The light of divine consciousness pours from his hands and heart, flowing to you with love and powerful healing intention. This amazing entity is with you now, bringing resolution to physical, mental, or emotional ills, helping to unblock stuck energy and revitalizing your life force. So I see an improvement with your mental health, your physical health, your spiritual health, and blocks being removed for you in January, guys. This is really, really nice. And it, you know, it also says that you may have felt like strong heavenly presences, angels, things like this. They are surrounding you. And you may be opening up this month to those sensations as messages from spirit, downloads, maybe even upgrades spiritually with, you know, being able to hear things, see things, this kind of stuff. Even I don't know why I got translating. Like maybe somebody here is can like hear things and make sense of it, right? So I love this. But it's just a reminder to you that there's an important healing and transformation taking place for you in January. Okay, so be open to receiving the blessings. All right, I'm gonna get one more of these. I'm gonna take a look at our biggest challenge for the month, Leo, since I'm a Leo too, right? I'm a Leo. sun. I'm a Scorpio rising and a Taurus moon, for anybody who felt like they needed to know. I love knowing people's like sun, moon, rising, and your Venus. I'm a Cancer Venus. Just saying. Anyway, if you knew, you would be like, damn, girl, shit. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, too. But we're going to take a look at your biggest challenge after this card and get into the tarot, okay? We'll take a look at money, love, career. All right, biggest challenge coming right up. But for now, what do we got for Leo? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Por favor. There it is. Y'all saw it jump. Patience. Yes. So January is bringing you a lesson in patience, patiently waiting. I think too, like this is giving me like pouring into your own cup. And being patient with yourself, because listen, it takes time to create diamonds. It spends, 1,000, 2,000, 10,000, a million years being pressed until it becomes a diamond. So give yourself some time to grow. Give yourself some time to heal. Give yourself some time to glow up, whatever. You don't have to rush this process. It can take time. And sometimes the slower and the more time it takes, the more we can sit with gratitude, the more we can, really feel the change happening. We can feel, more joy over time. I feel like when things happen really fast, we don't really have a chance to sit with it and really truly absorb and be grateful for the experience that we're having. So give yourself some time, okay? Slow down. Remember that song? Slow down. Hey, baby, hips is getting big. Now you're getting thin. You don't care about your weight. Who was that? You would have to be Gen X to remember that song, and you'd also have to be in hip hop. Okay. Moving on. All right, let's see your biggest challenge in January, guys. I'm just going with the flow today. It's literally, most people are hungover. I am not, but we just gonna read cards today, okay? And I hope you guys hang out because it always gets bigger and deeper and better as we go through this reading. So definitely watch the whole thing, all right? The Altar Priestess, your biggest challenge. It says preparation, prayer, sacred ritual. Preparation, prayer, sacred ritual. Let's see why this is a challenge. It's card number 39. Excuse me. These cats in there. Hey. I hear you scratching. That's Sachi. All right. It says, as a challenge, are you degrading yourself in any way or lessening the importance of your impact on the world? So this could be a challenge for you. Maybe you think that whoever you are, your presence, your being, it doesn't impact the world, but it absolutely does. It says, have you allowed someone to dishonor you? Have you failed to stand up for your beliefs in order to get something you want? The Altar Priestess warns that continuing on this path could bring you trouble, as you may be aligning yourself with lower ideas as your companions. So, believing in yourself is a huge component of not falling into certain groups, certain types of energies. And I'm not being elitist by saying this. I'm just saying when you start hanging around certain people, certain things, certain places, you energetically pick up on that. And even though you may not notice, you may start being gossipy. You may start feeling more angry. Like it's influencing you. Okay. So be aware of that. It says, another message she brings you is to never sell yourself short when it comes to your intuition. You're always led to the highest ground when you follow your inner guidance. An important responsibility is brought to you when the Altar Priestess comes as your challenger. You're being required to be a spiritual warrior and to have courage. Be ready, respect yourself, and believe in your purpose as you are being chosen to be the embodiment of the sacred world, of the sacred in the world, excuse me. You're being chosen to be the embodiment of the sacred in the world. In essence, you're challenged to be the best that you can be out there. You can do it, and Spirit is counting on you. I love this for you guys. Listen, a lot of people are with the philosophy that everything should always be easy. And I feel like life is a mix of both things. And if we don't have those moments that challenge us, how do we know what we're actually made of, right? Like, how do we know? Okay, so let's get into money and career a little bit. I'm going to grab another card or two here with some tarot and see what's coming for you in the month of January financially and with your career. The cats are chasing each other and doing zoomies. I apologize for the noise, guys. I love this growth. Okay, so there's some type of growth in your career, in your finances. I love that for you. Okay. Love that for you. Anybody else having a no spend year? This is my no spend year. Budget. Yeah. Spirit was like, I'm calling you out. All right, budgeting. Okay, so a lot of focus on saving, a lot of focus on growing your money this year, growing in your job, even budgeting your energy. Okay, guys, because you got to do that sometimes too. You got to be able to find energy for the things that you want to do. And I feel like you're doing that in January. I feel, you know, what I want to say to you is a place for everything and everything in its place, everything in its time. I feel like that could be a theme for some of you, okay? Now we have beauty. Love that. It says somehow your looks will boost your earning power. So some of you may do things around beauty. Maybe you're doing hair, you're getting into nails, makeup, whatever it is. You could even be doing this online, or you're going and taking some courses. I feel like too, a lot of you are improving your look somehow. Maybe you're changing your look up, wearing makeup for the first time, doing your hair differently, getting haircuts, whatever. There's some sort of improvement here, but also this is a means for some of you to make money. It says makeup artist, hairstylist, cosmetics, anything concerning beauty. Now, the message that also comes along with this says, your inner world must match your outer world for things to change. So a lot of you may be working on your inner world, your presence, because it's true. I cannot express this enough. If you don't change, nothing changes, right? If you stay the same, everything's going to be the same. We have to make the change. It's not about changing the environment outside of us, okay? So let me see. I got one more card here for you. And we have change. Literally, I just said it. So a lot of changes happening here in January. And maybe it's just a time period of you getting really serious, getting really committed to making change. It said there's a change for better coming your way. Some of you could be changing job positions, changing out your job. I think you're going through a huge transformation. I love that she has all of these butterflies right here. And butterflies represent our change, our transformation. It says just because you don't see it doesn't mean nothing's happening. Be patient. Just like the card said, patience. And it says resisting change is blocking the good things the universe wants to give you, because it always gives us what you might not be doing, what you might not be seeing here. So if you're blocking the change, you know, nothing can happen unless we make the changes within ourselves. And we're blocking a lot of our blessings when we're, you know, closing off. You know, the universe wants to give us stuff. Spirit wants to give us things. And sometimes, you know, we gotta make the change. Make that change. You know I'm stimming, okay? Michael Jackson. Woo! I'm starting with the man in the mirror. Woo! You already know. All right, let's see what else we got around money and career, please. Money and career. Okay, we got the Six of Pentacles. Love that for you. Some of you guys may get some sort of a bonus. I feel like things are very sort of maybe evening themselves out in January. You could get some, like, somebody is generous to you. Somebody gives you money, right? Maybe your baby daddy show up because he's done chilling at the corner or whatever, and gives you some money or something to that effect. But this is great because it talks about generating wealth, and it talks about sharing wealth. So maybe there's something you get into with other people where you're learning more, generating more wealth, something like that. Okay. So I do love this for you. This is also people giving things to you as well. You may be given an upgrade in your job position. Okay. Now let's jump into love. All right, we kind of already looked at health, so I'm not going to cover that because that's looking really good. So let's jump into love. Let's look at those people that are in relationships, please. Can I have 3 cards and an overall energy? Okay, the Hangman. Some of you are in a transition. You may have recently had a breakup. Yeah, there could be also some confusion in a relationship with the moon in reverse. So you have here Pisces. You also have here with the Hangman a Pisces again. Brain farting. Okay. Give me 2 more cards. Ooh, Ace of Pentacles in reverse. And what else? Knight of Swords in reverse. Look, when I look at these, they're all upright. How wild. Anyway, okay, so this is yeah, somebody, you may be walking away or just have walked away from a relationship here. It's not going anywhere. That's why. The Knight of Swords in reverse is saying there's no real direction to this energy. You know, some of you may understand here, Ace of Pentacles in reverse, that this was something you, like, either you misinterpreted what the relationship is or a person you're dealing with misinterpreted what this relationship is. So I think that there's a change happening here. Maybe somebody came out and said, hey, I like you. And you were like, I think you're misreading the vibe. It's no, not for me. Okay. So I'm seeing that here. There could also be some emotions that are being repressed that somebody is trying to hold back. Because, you know, and this could be you, Leo, maybe you're really not seeing a future with this person because you're noticing that it's just somebody who has no direction. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know where they're going. And you're not really interested in that right now. You're really looking for somebody more goal orientated, somebody who's got something going on for their life. Okay. You know, Leos, we like to do things. And so we can be very unattracted to people who don't have their goals in order. I'm just going to say it. I'm going to say it like it is because it's true. People that have things that they're doing in their life can be more attractive. So you may feel that, or maybe you're just dealing with somebody who's unpredictable and the relationship is unpredictable and you don't know where it's going. So I feel like some of you are in this weird circumstance. Let's see what we got though. Clarify this Knight of Swords. Yeah, King of Swords, okay. Seeing the truth about somebody for sure. What's the moon? What's the moon? 9 of Pentacles. What's the Ace of Pentacles in reverse? Clarify that, please. Yeah, 9 of Cups. You're really unhappy, or somebody's unhappy in the connection with you, okay? And I think that there's been some confusion or repressed emotions, like it's quite possible you were in a connection with somebody or someone, here feels like this, I've had a change of heart. I've had a change of mind. This isn't quite what I want to be dealing with. Somebody could have went through a big change here with the Hangman, because this does talk about a big change, a metamorphosis, a time of really self-examination, waiting to see what happens or what comes up in the emotional field. And I feel like there's been some, as I said, a lack of direction in the connection, or feeling like this may not go the way the other person might want it to go. Okay, so I'm seeing like a clash of what each person wants in the connection. I'm seeing somebody wanting you, Leo, and you possibly not being with this connection. All right. You may have realized, I think I kind of want to be single. Maybe I've changed throughout the year or throughout the last few months. And you may be realizing, or your person is, that this connection has brought up some stuff where maybe instead of going for what you truly desire, right? We have the Nine of Cups in reverse. It's like you could feel like you settled a little bit, like everything wasn't there, but it was an opportunity and you took it. And you learned an important lesson out of that, to really more so go for what you really want in a connection, not something that just feels right in the moment, okay? And that's just me reading into an interpretation, so take it as it resonates for you. So I do see an opportunity here that I think you're going to let go of or pass up. So there could be a separation between you and somebody here, okay, guys? I just think somebody wants something and the other person doesn't. Okay. Give me a potential outcome. Yeah, Two of Swords. So I think that there's going to be like a, how do I want to say this? Like avoiding, somebody here is avoiding dealing with this. I don't know if it's you or if it's this person, Leo, but there's some indecision about what to really do, because I feel like somebody's trying to give this a chance, but it's not working the way they wanted it to. Clarify this Two of Swords. Yeah, Knight of Cups. Somebody's going to try to express that they feel indecision about it. And I think wanting to work it out, looking at the options, how can we make it work, or do I want to make this work? So I just kind of feel that there's an imbalance in the connection here, and I think that it has to do with, like I said before, getting into something and not understanding who the person fully is before getting into the relationship with this person, okay? So I see that we're going to try to figure this connection out with somebody, maybe give it a chance here, maybe try to see, like, is it me? Is it just the connection? Is it that I've been changing? What is this? Okay, so I definitely see somebody here with a lack of wanting to put too much emotional connection in there, but wanting clarity. Okay, wanting some clarity. I want to, and I feel like you will have that conversation with somebody, okay? Whether or not you're going to actually continue on in the relationship, because I feel like some of you don't want to, because you feel like this person doesn't have the inability to change. Okay. Anything else about this connection, please? I feel like I need to pull a couple more cards. I'm sort of curious about this. I just feel a lot of confusion in doing this. Three of Cups. Interesting. So Three of Cups here is indicating to me that somebody may be putting friendships or other connections over this connection. And that's it. Like somebody's spending too much time with friends or other people and less time on like what the goal is for their life. Like I talked about before, this person may lack, someone here may lack the ability to like have goals. Like they have no goal orientation, and it's unattractive, and it's not helping the relationship, because you need to save money. Let's say you need to move, let's say you're trying to buy a house, and this person is just like, nope, I'm going to the club. Okay, so I definitely feel like there's something around that is affecting the connection here. Okay, but you're going to make a decision about it, and I think you're going to try to make it work. Try to express how you feel and see if the person is responsive. Now let's see if the person is actually responsive. Okay, is the person going to be responsive to this? Yes. Five of Wands in reverse. So this is indicating somebody who wants to avoid the conflict. They want to settle any disagreements, release any of the tension, move forward. Okay, so I think that They're going to respect the fact that you feel the way you feel and try, or at least make a good old college try attempt to fix it, to make it work. Okay. So this is actually good energy. I feel like you could be dealing with a Pisces here for sure. And Pisces are very like airy fairy. They really like to do what they, you know, they have this whole idea. They can be very grandiose. A lot of their cards are like spiritual, the moon, you know, and they can be obstinate in like seeing sometimes, and this, I mean, I'm not talking shit about Pisces, but they can be a little bit obstinate about seeing things realistically, instead of, you know, being more grounded, which a Leo is pretty much more grounded. We see things in a different way than they would. Okay, so we have the Queen of Cups and we have the Star. This person is hopeful to be able to make some sort of change here. Also heal the connection or fix whatever's happening. I love the Aquarius energy. You know, reuniting, creating like a partnership, being interested in being a part of the partnership and what you guys are forming and creating together is what I feel like. Okay, so there's this hopeful energy that's going to come about in January when it comes to a connection that's been really struggling, or that you've been struggling with. Okay, let's go to the sangles. Let's go to the sangles. Sorry guys, sometimes like I'm very neurodivergent. Okay, so I'm odd DHD. I'm just finding this out the last couple of months that I got a little sparkle of autism. So there are times when I feel very super clear about what I'm saying, and other times it's very hard to channel things and read the card, and like, I don't know, sometimes it's just tough to be present. So I just wanted to say that. And anybody who says it's so easy and they don't struggle with that does not have a glimmer of autism, trust me. There are moments when I'm so clear and it's ridiculous, and there are other moments where I'm like, there's a song playing in my head, literally, from the ADHD. Anyway, moving on. Singles. Singles. Ooh, 4 swords in reverse. Okay, some of y'all are a little restless. You've been single for a while now. Who's coming the way of the Leo, please? We have a Justice, but it's in reverse. I'm not liking that. Show me what's going on for the singles. Who are the singles meeting? Okay. All right. So, guys, singles, imposter syndrome, really, with the 6 of Wands in reverse, the Justice in reverse, and the 4 of Swords in reverse. Wow. Okay. So some of you are just not, you may be having some opinions about what's going on in this world of the singles. I do feel like there is somebody that you're meeting here, maybe in January. You're meeting somebody that has kind of an ego issue, right? And that just sort of doesn't float for you. I feel like you've been restless. You go out, you meet somebody, but you find that this person may not be an honest person. They're a bit of a, how do I want to say that? A bullshitter, okay? You kind of meet a bullshitter. So I don't really see this going anywhere. I have to be honest with you guys. Listen, every reading is not going to be you meet Prince Charming. If it is, you should probably stop watching that person because they're full of shit. But this is giving this energy. Some of you are going to wonder, is the universe punishing me? Like, is this some sort of crazy joke that, you know, I would meet these people and they're just completely full of shit? But, you know, it happens, okay? So I don't really see you meeting anybody. I think some of you are dealing too with your own imposter syndrome, your own, like, not believing in yourself, feeling tired, feeling burnt out, maybe a little too busy, or just really wanting to sort of recover from the dating world with that 4 of Swords in reverse, or needing to. Yeah, High Priestess is basically saying, you know, deep down, you may just feel a little bit tired of trying to be out there. I also think too that if you do meet somebody, you're going to recognize pretty early up front even being interested in them, that they're a little bit of a bullshit artist, okay? I think this month is a little bit about rest and recuperation for those of you who have been out dating and stuff. I think you're going to take a good hard look at what's going on inside of you, if you really want to date, okay? Because when we look at something like justice in reverse, it can be about being dishonest with ourselves. Maybe you've been telling yourself, I really want to meet people, but deep down you don't. Maybe everything that's been happening with you in the dating world is pointing to the fact that you need to take a break, okay? Because we all know that one person that's literally been in love 14 times this year. Girl, sir, you need to sit the fuck down. I'm keeping it a buck here, okay? I love trying to talk to people when I'm coaching. I love trying to talk to people who are insistent that they don't have a dating issue. There are plenty of people out here, all they talk about, I just want to be with somebody. There's something going on there. There is the refusal to sit with the self. If you consistently have to be talking to somebody, going out with somebody, dating somebody, get over it, okay? This is not the year for that shit. This is a deep reflective year to understand for some people that have these kind of issues, right? Why we have this issue. Why are you feeling so lonely? Why do you need somebody to complete you? I think that's part of what Spirit's trying to say here. This is a time of reflection and discerning what you want to be in a relationship for. If you're really even truly ready. There's so many people, I'm telling you, I do readings for people, and I feel like every time I talk to them, they just want to talk about the relationship, and who, what, when, where, why. Like, just totally worried about everything but their self. And that's why they end up getting into relationships that don't work for them, because they're not doing the inner work. They're waiting for somebody to come into their life, sweep them off their feet. I know I'm doing a whole dissertation, but like I said, it's January 1st. I feel like talking about it because it's literally showing up. It's literally showing up here. So I think a lot of singles are taking a good hard look at relationships. I feel like there's a connection that comes up here that's really important, because it's making you question what you want, and it's also bringing to the surface why this person has appeared. Okay, to look good on the outside, but something else is going on. People are reflections. And they're showing us something great about ourselves, something we need to work on about ourselves, something we've learned about ourselves. It's up to you to figure out what part of that is going to make sense for you. So I see a little bit of that, okay? Now, I don't see this going anywhere, whatever this connection is, but I do think, like, based on the cards I keep seeing on the bottom of this deck, the Eight of Swords, this connection, however brief it is, it's helping you successfully process some feelings and move through some stuff, okay? I don't see the connection going anywhere, but I see this making you have to deep dive within yourself. Okay, and understand yourself a little bit. And listen, I'm saying what I'm saying, and I don't want to give you the impression that I stand in judgment, because your girl, when she was young, I used to be chasing a relationship. As I've gotten older, I understand why I did that. And so my hope for people who have this kind of issue is that you understand why you were doing that, so that you can author healthy relationships. And I feel like a lot of you are. And it's because of this person. It's because of this instance, this meeting, this connection with somebody, okay? They're helping you to get clear. Listen, anybody coming into your life can be a master. It's all about how you use the moments, how you perceive things, okay? So with that said, I'm just going to move on to side messages and wrap up this reading. I feel like I've been bitching at y'all. I'm not bitching at y'all. I love y'all, and I really want you to kick off the year in a good way. Some people probably, aren't going to like this reading very much, but I'm not here for those people. All right, any other side messages from Spirit? I said for Spirit, like Spirit needs a side message. I meant from. All right. Whew. Okay. Let's see about getting one last message or two here. Any other side messages from Spirit? And then I'm going to wrap it up. All right. What do we got here? Uh-oh. Okay, we got the Death card. We have new beginnings happening here. We have big changes, big transformations beginning in January. I love this. Lots and lots of new beginnings and a big time of reflection for you. We have the Sun and we have the Ten of Swords. There's something about overcoming this feeling of always losing. I feel like there's a big shift for you guys in like your, like the way you think about things, the way you're seeing life. You're trying more here in January to start out with a more optimistic energy, maybe even committing to rituals or things that are going to help change or shift your mind, your life, your energy. We have the Sun. This is great. There could even be a marriage or a wedding happening, even some sort of engagement. We have the Ten of Swords and we have the Death card. Some of you are finally getting over some deep wounding, some deep betrayals, ending whatever you have really been carrying, unhealthy ways of seeing yourself, unhealthy relationships, especially the one with yourself. I feel like this is like a incubation period for a lot of stuff in January. It's not really a time for you to really push and create all this struggle. That's not how you want to start out the year, especially if you've committed to making changes for 2026 and you want quote quote soft guy, soft girl, whatever you're going for, softer life and having more abundance. That sometimes is about backing off having to push, because once we're pushing and we're hustling, now we're in this energy of needing to get and we're in lack. So I feel like you're easing off some stuff. You're really going through, like as I said, an incubation rebirthing period here. Some of you are really going to find a lot of changes by the end of January. I think that like any kind of crises will be clearing up for you and ending in January. Okay. So if you've been through some sort of like really crazy, like last month, couple of weeks, maybe even 2 months, that's going to sort of slow down. Okay. And also like your thoughts. So if you've been sort of plagued with, ruminating, negative energy, that kind of stuff, it's going to really stop, because I feel like you're getting more disciplined. You're having more joy, you're having more success, your health is improving here. It's a new beginning and you're making these big transformations. Scorpio and Leo energy here. I love this for you. Okay. So, just know that if anything happens, it's happening because it's helping you. I feel like I need to say that. If anything's happening in January, it's because it's helping you in some way. Okay. I know that's a hard pill to swallow because shit, the damn shit, god dang, sometimes it's just awful, right? All right. Let's see. Let's get a closing message here and then we're going to wrap it up. All right. We have get lost, fall deep in the realm of imagination. I love that for you guys. So, waking up that inner imagination, maybe some of you get a lot more creative, express yourself in different ways in the month of January. I love this for you. Let's see. Let's get one more. It says, be present, find clarity in the moment. Some of you may get into meditation, maybe even, what I got? Remote viewing for some reason. But, I feel like that's what January is. Again, an incubation period, a period to sort of reflect on what the year has been. I know we all do a lot of that throughout December, but I feel like this month is calling on you to sort of be still a little bit more, being more present and being patient. It's like, you know, sometimes you have to wait for the lotus to come out of the mud, and that's what it feels like right now, Leo. It doesn't feel like there's a lot of like do go go go. You shouldn't be in that energy. Maybe it's a little more resting. Okay, I'm gonna get one last message for y'all, and then I'm gonna wrap it up because I think I spoke enough. Uh-oh. I'm going to take these three, actually. What does it say? Do you know when to leave? Do you know when to leave? This one says, whatever you decide, it will be the right decision. And we also have, how can you shift your perspective on this feeling, emotion, or question? Just three things that you can sit with this month, okay, Leo? So a very interesting month of change, a very interesting month of challenges. You know, you have the power and the ability to be the version of you that you want to be. And there's nothing out there to get. Everything to get is within you. All right, Leo. So that's what I have for you, my loves. Thank you so much for being here. I wish you guys all the best in 2026, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.